Last weekend, I visited my aunt who lives with her family in a town in the county called Jackson, which is 2 hours car driving from MSU. And my aunt come to America a few years ago and then married an American and then gave birth to 2 children, one boy and one girl. They're so cute, although I just see them from the photos. You know, I have been to her house during the winter holiday, but unfortunately, her husband took their 2 little kids outside, so I just stayed with my aunt and had no chance to experience the different living styles. Uh, but this time, my aunt told me that her son's schools will hold a small concert in a church and hope I can come to and have a visit in the church. I was so excited because this time I I could see her 2 children rather than just through photos. Furthermore, I also have the chance to experience the American living style. In 2 days visiting, I will be a part of her family, living with them, eating with them, and playing with them. When I entered her house, the first thing I saw was the shui painting on the wall. By the way, shui painting is a kind of landscape painting, which is only from China. Um, and we also call them brush drawing. Um, you know, we use because we when we draw something we use the brush rather than crayon or gouache. I feel I feel like that I come back to my family's house when I see those paintings. It was so traditional. When I had a look at the whole room, I found carpets covering most of the floors, except the bathroom and kitchen. It was so different from China. In China, people usually like to use the wooden floors because they thought that is more convenient to clean. I believe that the different styles in the room is a kind of intercultural understanding. Um, we had dinner together that afternoon. I found something interesting on the table. Although we have dumplings, which is kind of traditional Chinese food. However, those dumplings are different from what we ate in China. In China, people use the delicate dumpling skins wrap wrap around the juicy part, um, filling in some vegetables such as Chinese cabbage. But my aunt put chicken and onion together to fill the dumpling skins. It was so strange, but it tastes really delicious. Rather than eat them with soy vinegar dipping sauce, my aunt used a barbecued sauce. It is totally an American style, but my aunt combined Chinese food and American taste in a superb way. I loved it. After dinner, we went to the church to listen to a concert. To my surprise, nearly every tribe's whole family come to this little concert, um, including their dad, mom, grandpa, grandma, and sisters or brothers. Although it is a little concert, every family paid special attention to it. My aunt told me that the American family like to spend their time doing activities with children, and they also think it is an excellent way to bond and build family trust. Nevertheless, in China, parents are always busy. Like me, my dad always have had no time to take part in those activities held by my school when I was a little girl. At the time, I was so sad that I even thought my dad no longer loved me. I don't like. I don't like that. Hence, as a global educator, the most important part is learning together with children. We should take part in children's activities rather than just be a model in front of them. We should understand them, talk to them, play with them closer to their thoughts, and build a harmony relationship with them. So, if we want to teach them something and also want them to learn and master this knowledge automatically, the first step is to bond their trust with students and then promote the learning interests, um, such as something to draw their attention. Um, and after this trip, I found that her family is a so called intercultural family. In my mind, both she and her husband are at a stage of integration. At first my aunt just had the Chinese background, and also her husband is just a local American with a monocultural. They only know about the monocultural. It is a fact. As time went by, they adapt each other's distinct living styles, and they mixed those two cultures together to a new state perfectly. In other words, integration represents a shift in their cultural identity from monocultural to multicultural. Their family is a successful example. I love this trip.